Thank you all for coming. Well, welcome. I'd like to welcome you all to the Hey, George. Thinks he owns the place. I'd like to welcome everyone to the kickoff for Mad River Glen's 50th anniversary season. Today is the beginning of a season-long celebration. Come on in. Today is the kickoff to the celebration of the 50th anniversary. And today we're going to be recreating the original opening day, December 11th, 1948, 50 years ago to the day. We did the same thing. And on that day, Roland Palmetto christened his new chair, the state-of-the-art single chairlift. And on hand that day, there was Governor Ernest Gibson and Sam Ogden, the Vermont Development Commissioner, Jean Peatman, the Miss Vermont for 1948. And many of Roland's friends and business associates that were here that day. Now, Roland Palmetto, from what I understand, was quite a guy. He was really what I've heard him referred to as a Renaissance man. He had a great diversity of interests, one of which was his great love for skiing. He had been involved in the early development at Stowe, and when he came back after his service in World War II, there were some vying commercial interests that were arising there, and he decided that he wanted to start his own ski area where sport and not money was going to be the overriding concern. He found Mad River. Today, 50 years to the day, we're standing on the same spot. And we've come to a real crossroads here. The mountain is now owned by, is the only skier in the entire United States owned by a co-op of its own skiers. And it's the people who are dedicated to this mountain and love it really very dearly. And in this day and age of corporate consolidation and homogenization in all aspects of our life, it's really truly remarkable that so many of us have come together, not just because we wanted free skiing, not just because we wanted a good financial investment, but we wanted to be a part of something that's really important and that we really truly love, and it's an important part of our lives. And that we're ensuring, by us doing this, ensuring that our children will have the same opportunity to ski and be on this wonderful mountain that we've had today. As we rededicate the single chair in Mad River Glen today, we're joined by Governor Howard Dean, who I understand is the best skiing governor in the United States. We're also joined by Amy Rzuski, who is the 1998 Miss Vermont. And we'd like to thank her boss, Conrad Klefos from J Peak, for letting her have the day off. And, of course, 1948 Miss Vermont, Jean Peatman is back. No, but Jean and her husband, right after the ceremony, are rushing off to Florida. And she stayed a couple extra days for us.
Thank you.
Also joining us today are a lot of names and faces that have been at Mad River for a long time. Lift operators George Neal. George actually was one of the people that helped build the single chair before Mad River was even open.
Good job! All right, George! You know how to build them!
And it's still working. And you'll see that later. Ken Quackenbush.
Yay, Ken!
Where's Ken?
Where is he? Hey!
He's also a long-time single chair operator. Tex Thompson, I think, is inside. Making sure coffee's warm. Nancy Clark. There's Nancy. Is Jack Lyro here today? Jack didn't make it. I thought he was going to be here. On behalf of all of the shareholders of the Mad River Glen Cooperative, I'd like to thank you all for being here and honoring Mad River Glen on this very special occasion. Thank you all for coming. I'd first like to introduce Josh Tower, who is the Vice President of the Co-op Board of Trustees, who's going to speak a few words.
Thank you, Eric. Welcome, everybody, and thanks for coming. And let's hear it for the snow.
Yeah!
A little more, and we'll be in business. At any rate, it's great to see so many people out here today with no skiing today, unfortunately. It's a real testament to the passion and dedication that so many people feel towards this ski area to show up for this in the snow. The first time, I'll never forget the first time I came to Mad River when I was 12 years old, 25 years ago, walking across the boardwalk through a foot of snow. I was up here for a school ski trip and was here for a week, and it turned out to be probably the most fun I had had in my life up to that point, so I became a dedicated Mad River skier after that. But there's one thing that particularly stands out in my mind from that trip, and the chaperone of the trip, Mr. Bulkley, I remember we were driving up here and he told the kids that were in his car, he said, I really have a soft spot in my heart for Mad River Glen. And you know, I know that's true for all the people here too, because that's why we're here, and that's what makes Mad River special. And at that point in time, I had never heard of anybody speak about a ski area in reverential terms, but now I've grown to understand why he was saying that, and it's as true today as it was then. Let's see. Okay, I just want to, since it's the 50th anniversary, just acknowledge some of the people that made this all happen. And Eric already mentioned Roland Palmetto, the original founder of Mad River Glen, who founded a ski area that was designed for the skiers. And in fact, we had the marketing slogan, the Skiers Mountain, and it's more true now than ever as the skiers actually own the mountain. Roland created a ski area where the skiing would be the most important thing, and it was a ski area dedicated for skiing. After Roland, the Pratts took over and continued the stewardship of the area and preserved that tradition. And then Betsy Pratt came up with the visionary and unique idea that if the ski area was going to always remain for the skiers, then the best way to achieve that was for the skiers to actually own the ski area. So I first met her actually in 1983, and I was fresh out of college and happened to be in the bass box on a quiet midweek day, and she sat down with me and a friend and we just started chatting, and she started, of course it didn't take long for her to start telling us her vision that the ski area should be sold to the skiers. And 12 years later, her vision became a reality through a lot of perseverance by herself and other people. But at the time, I was fresh out of college and didn't know much and thought it was probably a pretty crazy idea, and even if it did happen, I certainly wouldn't be involved in it, but it just goes to show who was right and who was wrong at the time. So at any rate, now the co-op does own the ski area, and despite a shaky, not a shaky start, but the fact that we're breaking new ground, we've been a stunning success, and our achievements so far have included selling enough shares to own the ski area outright, which is in addition to that, we've shown the ability to run this ski area profitably for 3 ski seasons in a row, and due to that profitability, we've actually been able to reinvest in the ski area and rebuild the infrastructure. And of course, the most shining example is our brand new double chair up there, which hopefully will be running very soon. It's a great accomplishment to be able to rebuild the area like this. let's see, actually, and the last thing I just wanted to say, the most important benefit of the cooperative that I found is something that I didn't expect coming into it, and that is a sense of camaraderie and loyalty amongst all the skiers every time I come here, and the sense of community that's developed through the cooperative ownership has been very remarkable. Every time I come here, I feel like I have 1,400 best friends skiing with me on the mountain, and I'm sure all the rest of you feel the same way too. So, on that note, I will turn it back to Eric, and thank you all for coming.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce Governor Howard Dean.
Well, if it snows like this for 10 more minutes, we're going to fire up the double, right? I had the skis in the back of the car. This is really a wonderful anniversary and a wonderful ski area. My kids learned to ski the bumps on Grand Canyon about 6 years ago here. And the biggest mistake I made last year was not coming because you had an incredible snow year, and I'm really looking forward to doing some serious skiing here without the snowboard. Famous Betsy Pratt story, which, like some other Betsy Pratt stories, wasn't exactly the way it was came out. But I really applaud you for doing this. I don't know a lot of people who come out on a day when the skiing hasn't started yet to stand in weather like this. But the 50th anniversary, the greatest thing about this ski area, besides the fact that it's cooperatively owned, which is unique, the greatest thing about this ski area, which I hope will never change, is skiing the way it used to be. There aren't many areas left in Vermont that have the kind of terrain that you have here with the narrowness, the steepness, which is really fun. A lot of us who grew up skiing in New England a long time ago, a lot longer than Josh did, a lot of us who grew up skiing in New England remember that that's what it was like. It was narrow, it was really challenging, it was really steep, and it's really, really fun. And so I love the bumper sticker. Ski it if you can. It's a great challenge for the real Vermont skier who appreciates New England skiers. And it's not a coincidence that we have the best skiers in the world here in Vermont, because we have to be, or it's tough to get down the mountains. So that's a long enough speech for this kind of weather. This is incredibly exciting. And the only thing I want to close with is, you know, there's been a lot of talk about, gee, it's too bad we haven't had much snow, etc. So I see a lot of television cameras here, and at least 2 of them are affiliated with major networks. And I hope you'll put this in the evening feed. See this, guys?
Just what we needed for Christmas.
Now, about 50 years ago, we didn't quite have as much snow as we do today, and hopefully we won't have to wait as long to open the ski area. In 1948, we actually didn't open until January 23rd of 1949. But back on this date, 50 years ago, Miss Vermont.
Oh my.
General Stark, for those who don't know. General Stark, our mountain's namesake. The honors. Also, 50 years ago.
Get my hat on here.
Also, 50 years ago, Gene Peatman climbed up this ladder and unlocked the flip flop.
She gonna do it again?
We'll do it this year. We'll make the younger.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
She's old. She's got to take a little while to warm up. The lift, right. Well, you might want to put it back in again. Yeah. The starter's a little slow. It's cold.
Get George down there.
Maybe we have to sing.
Smile aside.
There she goes!
Come on, hear that baby roar. No electric motors.
We're going to be, just so you folks notice also, if you look up, we're going to run.
Where are the lift blankets? Bring back the lift blankets.
And more good, that's what I was reading.
Sorry. Look out.
How you doing, Sean? I was gonna give you
That's exactly what we're going to do. Okay.
Sounds good. Oh my God.
Nice ear.
Yeah. Oh, did you see it?
Hi, Ted.
I think Gene's done this before.
Mr. Vermont, get in there. Gene.
I hope we're not going anywhere.
Just to Florida.
You need a personal maid? I think I warmed this seat up for the next one.
Can we get the gentleman? And I'd just like to say, I hope that you'll be with us 50 years from now. For our 100th anniversary, and you're also invited back.
Let's go ski.
Governor, you want to take the ceremonial ride?
What's his ticket?
Actually, back in '48, apparently the governor wasn't much of a skier, and he wouldn't go up on the lift. The one thing I'd also like to add, the one thing I would also like to add that work here. And I've only worked here for, this is only my 3rd season. And there's an awful lot of people that have been here an awful long time. Led by Bob Maz, our general manager. Jamie Wemble, our assistant general manager. Sharon and Trina, and I know I'm trying to forget anybody. Ernie and Callie and Pete and Joanne in the bass box and the whole Moulton Thompson crowd in there. And all of the people, am I forgetting anybody? Steve Pardee and Phil Beliveau. A lot of people, I think the average person here has worked here like 10 or 12 years. And of course Lou Putnam and all the volunteer patrollers. I just want to say it's a really oh wait, and where's Howard Martin?
Oh, he's here.
Howard! This is 50 years of patrolling in Mad River Glen. And I just want to say that the people working here is really a privilege and an honor to work here. And I go to ski shows and things, and I talk to my counterparts at other ski areas, and they really envy me in that I work here. And it's a very special place to work, and it's a privilege to work here. And I'd like to give a hand for all of the employees that make all of this possible. And I'd also like to introduce Tom Richardson, the president of Sugarbush.
Hey, Tom.
And look, Tom,
I appreciate your warm welcome. I'm struck today by 2 things. One is certainly the pride and reverence you all have for your ski resort. It's just awe-inspiring for me to be here today. Second is the fact that that you make a profit. I mean, Sugar Bush is still trying to do that. And you know, I used to be the CFO for American Ski Company. I'm not here today to deliver a purchase and sale agreement, but we do have a gift that if Bob and Eric could come up and join us in opening. While they're opening that, I should also tell you that...
Can we read the card first?
Sure. That when I first got here in September,
You want to read it?
Dave Dillon, who's our marketing guy, mentioned to me that it was Sugar Bush's 40th anniversary. And I said, well, are we going to have an event? He said, no, Mad River's having 50 years, and it's probably more appropriate to let them have that. So, please open this up. You know, I am relatively new here. It's great to be here in the valley. And the one thing that strikes me in this valley, as you open that there are 3 great mountains in this valley. There are 2 great ski resorts, and it's one awesome valley. And today, we are celebrating not only the 50 years here at Mad River, but as you'll see here, it's together.
Got a knife? Swiss Army knife.
Early Christmas. The card says, congratulations on your 50th, all your friends at Sugar Bush. And we do have a lot of friends at Sugar Bush, believe me. This valley, the area is represented very well.
Yeah, Rick.
Okay.
Together, 90 years of New England's greatest skiing. Let me also add one more thing. I have 3 things that I want to announce today. One is that anyone here is more than welcome today to come up to Sugar Bush and ski for free. Stop up at the admin building and pick up a voucher for skiing today. Second is that any pass holder of Mad River, until you actually open for the year, we'll let you ski for $25. Just bring your pass up to the resort. And finally, it is 90 years of great New England skiing, and we really hope that we can join with Eric and Bob in putting together a week sometime in February and March where we can bring some of our destination visitors up to Vermont and ski really 2 of the best ski resorts in New England. So we'll work with the group to do that. Congratulations.
Now, folks, I don't know how much refreshments are left. We invite you to go back into the base box, visit. It's a great opportunity to visit with some old faces, and thanks so much for coming.
I'll make him look long.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Good smiles. Go on. All right.